training session. Uh, just confirm you can see my screen.
Yes, I can see your screen.
All right, well, okay, you're welcome. Okay, so as I'm saying, um, you're welcome to another session for our monthly engagement. A monthly engagement. Uh, this is for me trying to start from. Okay, so this is our monthly engagement, which is designed to, put us on the uh, proper scale of performance in our workplace. And as we all know, this finance professional network, our major thing is to ensure that everybody have the required skills to function in our various workplace. Okay, so we are welcome to this wonderful section. And tonight, I want to quickly say that our commitment and our contribution will encourage the admin of this great network to bring more, because it is so it is to be so bad if you bring in someone maybe like a high in industry, with high profile industry like CFO, others, and then coming here seeing like 4 or 3 people. So that's why we are starting from our like we are starting from within to know how ready we are so that in future we can bring in more people from outside. So our commitment, encouragement will help us to do more. And meanwhile, they are not they are not asking for money, they are not asking for anything from anyone. Because if you want to give this kind of training outside, we all know what to say, and then but as the body of Christ, we just need to give our best to the society. All right. Okay, so as you know, our vision and mission still remain the same, which we vision states that to build a community of finance professionals who combine strong professional competence, excellence in service, and godly values, influencing the finance industry with integrity and lasting impact. So these are things that we are doing together to ensure that we have everything on board. So our mission, as we say, is to promote professionalism and excellence as a reflection of our identity, mm, equipping members to remain current, competent, powerful in finance industry. As we are saying, we ensure that all our engagement, we put everyone, to remain current and competent in our work. So that is that is us. And then our goal is to ensure that we do the next generation of finance professionals. So that's it. And we know that pillars of our 6 pillars of good citizen, which we follow uh, this in process. Number one, monthly engagement, as we all know. Second in our symposium and training. And number three is expert section. Uh, we have our network and support, and also short outreaches together with the Sunday school outreaches. So this number five, number six, we will give more details about this next week. Maybe in our next training, so that everybody will know what we are planning and how we need our support in this. Okay, so while we are here, this is advanced financial training, financial exam training. So which we know that these are most challenges uh, skills that we need to put our best in. Most of us will go for interview, we see a lot of things. So we know that with our engagement like this, we can be more better in our approach in our work. So our facilitator is a wonderful person. With our facilitator, the person of Maria Paul Oster, an IT and data analyst professional with a background in computer science. He holds a HND in computer science from Yaba College of Technology and a postgraduate diploma in information technology. He has practiced experience. He has a practical experience in IT, project support, data analysis, reporting, and business technology, and worked with tools including Microsoft Excel, Power BI, SQL, and Power Query and Looker Studio. Maria is passionate about continuous learning and knowledge sharing. He enjoys helping people understand not just how to use technology, but why and when to use it to solve the business problem. Our approach to data analysis is simple: understanding the problem, analyze the data, uncover the insights, and use the insights to support the better decision. Brethren, with joy in our heart, I want us to welcome on board Sister Maria to to take us through the section for tonight. Please let's encourage her. Sister Maria Apollo, sorry, over to you. You can share your screen. Thank you. You can hear me, Sister Maria?
Yes, I can hear you now. So can
Over to
I
you.
proceed?
Oh, yes, you can proceed. Over to you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much. I don't know what's wrong with my laptop speaker. So sorry about that. So good evening, everyone. Good evening. My name is Maria Paul Osho. So I welcome every one of us to this section. Today we'll be moving beyond basic Excel and learn. So we'll learn how to solve real business problem using Excel. We'll also be using real business scenario to learn data lookup, reporting, and dashboard creation. So I don't know if I'm sharing my screen. Please, can anybody see my screen?
No, man, you can't see your screen, man.
Oh, sorry, apologies. Okay, can you see my screen now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. So let me just go to the slider on this. Okay, okay. So I welcome every one of us again. So tonight, by the end of this section, we'll be covering, we'll be explaining the difference between VLOOKUP and SLOOKUP. Will be practical. As in this section is practical section. So I will not do more of talking. I will make sure I follow, because that is what Bajese told me, that this class it should be a practical section. So I will do more of less talking. So number two, what we will be covering in this section. Also, by the end of the session, we'll be able to explain the difference between VLOOKUP and XLOOKUP, retrieve data from multiple sheets, handling lookup error using if statements, if error, then creating business KPI, building pivot table, creating an adding interactive slicer. Let me move to the next slide. I want to move to the next slide. Okay. So now, okay, so then building management dashboard. So now, let's just paint a scenario, because everything I mentioned in that second slide, they are going to be practical. We are going to be learning that VLOOKUP, like hands-on, working on the data in a database that I've created. So now let's just look at this business scenario. Mary Snacks Enterprise is just like when Jesse reached out to me, I was like, okay, if I decide to go to Cargo or other data where I can get data, I can get an elaborate data, which for this training I may not be able to use. Apologies. Go and meet that. I'm so sorry about that. So business scenario. So I come up with this data using my small business. So now let's dive into the business scenario. Maria Snacks Enterprise produce. So before I even dive to the business scenario, I want us to know that our goal is not just to learn formulas to build a report that management cannot use for decision making. So now let us meet the Maria Snacks Enterprise. So now this business, let us business as in try to read this business scenario together. Like Maria Snack Enterprise produce old maize snacks and beverages for customer across Lagos. The business sell chin. If you look at, you can see they sell snacks. We have like 3 categories. We sell snacks, beverages, and dairy drinks. So the business sell chin, potato chips, plantain chips, Zobo drink, tiger nut, and Fura de Nono yogurt and small chops. So the owner of this product, the owner of this business has grown the company and as the person has grown the company. So as sales increase, the management find it difficult to understand sales trend, important business. So that's what we are doing now. So now the owner of this business, as you know, before maybe it's selling one chin, now it has grow his business. So now he wants an analyst to answer some questions, some business questions. And that is what we'll be doing. So that's why we will be answering important business questions from this raw data. So imagine you have like what I'm saying now. Let us just imagine it together. I want to promise us that this class will be interactive. I just want you to imagine that you have just been in every one of us in this training. You are just being employed as a data analyst or a business analyst or a finance analyst or a risk analyst, whatever analyst you are. The manager wants an insight from this sales data, but the information is in spreadsheets across worksheets. So now this is what I mean. Let me go to the next slide. So now this is the business question. This is what management wants. Management wants answer to questions such as, what is the total revenue? Which products sell the most? Which category generate the highest revenue? Which location has the highest sales? Who is the best performing sales representative? Which payment method is used most often? I want to say something is that in the real world, there's always a problem. There's always a problem that business is facing before they'll try to bring you in. There's something you are being called to do. So it's left for you to understand the business question, the business objective, which all this will be playing out in what we are going to do tonight. So now we already know what the management wants. So let's move on. So now I purposely add this slide because this slide, I will be needing it in as in it will be playing out in when we begin to do as in our analysis, when we begin to work on that on the spreadsheet, on the data that we have been given. So now this, like I said, beyond Excel, how an analyst think. An analyst is not simply someone who knows Excel. You are an analyst not because you know Excel, not because you know Power BI, SQL, or other tools, or how to create beautiful dashboard. The real value of an analyst is the ability to understand a business problem, ask the right question, analyze the data, and provide insight that help support business decision. What am I saying? You are not an analyst because you know how to create beautiful dashboard. You should be able, as an analyst, you should be able to create something that is meaningful, relevant, and actionable that supports business decision. So your analyst should answer questions such as, what is happening in this business? Why is this happening? What does the data tells us? What decisions should the business make? How can the analyst help solve this business problem? And that's why I come up with these key features of excellent analysts. Number one, I said understand the business problem. As an analyst, there's no how you can analyze a business problem if you don't understand that business problem. There's no how you can analyze it to solve the business issue, to make them have to bring insight to support business decision if you don't understand business analysis, and so if you don't understand the business problem. Understanding the business problem is what makes you excellent or distinct from other analysts? Because before opening Excel or Power BI or any other tools you think you need to understand the business you are trying to solve. Many analysts struggle not because they lack the technical skill, but because they don't fully understand the business problem. So you need to identify exactly what problem the business is trying to solve. So the second one, I said, identify the problem statements. You need to research and understand how the problem is affecting the business. This will help you as an analyst to understand the business impact behind the number. Then the third one, I said, understand the business impact. This understand the business. Oh, sorry, I think I've as in mix it up. The understanding the business, identifying the problem statement is identifying exactly what problem the business is trying to solve. Then understanding the business impact is you researching and understand how the problem is affecting the business. How the problem is affecting the business. This is where you as an analyst, you put yourself in the shoe of the owner of this business, that if I don't solve this problem, what will happen to this business? So the fourth one is define what success look like. This is where KPI, the key performance indicator, comes in. KPI measure values used to monitor performance against a business objective. So KPI should not be connected to KPI should be connected to business objective. You are not to choose simply because they are easy to calculate. So the KPI needs to connect to the business objective, needs to connect to the business problem. You are not to just come up with KPIs just because it is easy to calculate. And lastly on this, I said, define the expected final output. What did I mean? What I mean is that you need to understand the expected final output. Like before starting analysis, understand what the stakeholder actually needs. This final output could be a report, an Excel dashboard, a Power BI dashboard, a presentation, or list of even actionable insights. So you need to understand the expected final output. So what am I saying in summary is that before you start analyzing, you're not just as an analyst, you're not supposed to just go to the data and open the data and begin to work. You need to understand the business problem. What is this business facing? What is the problem is this business facing? Then you need to itemize it. You need to list it out. If we look at the business question here, we understand that what this business is, what this business is, the problem they are having is sales trend. The person wants to know, the owner, the management want to know the sales trend. So now that is you understanding the business problem. Now the second one is you itemizing it, like listing them out, like the management. What question do you want to answer? How did you want to come up with this? It's just for you to know, okay, the management wants answer to questions such as what is the total revenue, which product sells the most, something of such. Now the third one that I said, you understanding the business impact. So now if the business, you need to like put yourself in the business shoe that, okay, what is the total revenue? If the company, if this business did not know their total revenue, how did they know they are making profit? How did they know if they are losing, if they are not making profit, if they are losing? Which product sells the most? How will they know? How they know even if this product is moving? So this is the summary of how an analyst think. Then you define what KPI, what success look like. You come up with KPIs that speak to the business objective. Now, if I try to look at this thing, now if I'm to come up with KPIs, firstly, my first KPI should be total revenue. So these are the objectives. So your KPI needs to speak to the objective. Don't just come up with it because it is easy to calculate. KPIs are measurable values used to monitor performance against a business objective. So that is that about it. I don't want to dwell too much on this. So now let's understand the data. Before I will move to the Excel. Now let's understand this. On this PowerPoint now, we understand that this business has the information given to us, the data, they have 4 data information. We have the customer information, we have the product information, we have the sales team information, and we have daily transaction. Please, am I audible enough?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You are.
Okay, so now I will move to let me move to. Okay, I think let me try to. I want to let me go and be speaking on the data that we have. Okay, sorry about this. Okay. So now this is the data we are being given. We have the customer data. This is the information we have on this customer data. We have the product data. We have the sales representative. We have the sales. Now, if you look at our sales, there's something we call fact table and dimensional table, but I won't go there because I don't want us to be confused. But now, if you look at the sales data, you can see most of the information we have on the sales data, they are customer ID. And the reason is because I want us to look up the table to bring some data from other worksheets to this, from this other sheet, from the customer sheet, from the product sheet, from the sales sheet to this sales table. So now let me now go back to sorry. So now let me go back to our PowerPoint. So now we are moving to the VLOOKUP versus XLOOKUP. The reason why I'm bringing this is because the last sister that take us through the practical class, I think it stopped at VLOOKUP. I think she has already taught us about the basic thing, and that is why we are moving to the advanced. She really stopped at here. So I want us to do hands-on experience on this so that by the time we work on 2 to 3 or 4 data, we'll be able to understand what VLOOKUP is and what XLOOKUP is, and the one you think is convenient for you. I know some of the companies still use VLOOKUP, but if you are using Excel 365 or you are using 2000, your Excel is 2021 upward, I would suggest you use VLOOKUP, but that doesn't mean you should not learn. As I'll suggest XLOOKUP, but that doesn't mean you should not learn VLOOKUP. So now on this sheet, I want us to look up on customer name, location, based on the business objective. We'll be looking up column like customer name, location. Then we'll be using VLOOKUP for product name, category, sales, and price and sales rep. So kindly let me just jot this down so that I won't be going to so I won't be going to this to the PowerPoint because our work is not on the PowerPoint. Our work is on the ground. Please kindly give me some few minutes. Let me just write this out. Sales rep. Okay. Okay, this is the data. So now, for us to answer the business question, we need a customer name. Don't forget that the business part of the business objective, why we have been invited to work on this data, the management want to know the customer that the customer with the highest product. I don't know if you are hearing me. Am I audible enough?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay, okay.
yes, we
All
can
right.
hear you. I
So
can hear
now
you.
I want to, because I don't want to speak on my head, I want to, okay. So now, if you look at what the business question want to know, what is the total revenue, which products sell the most, which category generate the highest revenue, which location has the highest sales, which location has the, then who is the best performing sales representative, which payment method is used most often. So now why I'm saying this is that all this is what will propel you or to bring about which table you are to use. As an analyst, I need to say something. You need to also work smart and not work hard, because real life data is always messy. This one is not messy. This one is a clean data and it's a small data. Pure data is very messy data. You have a lot of thousands of rows. So you don't need to waste your energy cleaning the old data. All you need to do when you understand the business problem, you'll be able to know, oh, which column and row you'll be using. So all you need to do is just to focus on that row, the table you'll be using, focus on it and leave the one that you know you'll not be using in all your analysis. And another thing I would love to tell you is that if not that this is a small data and I'm the one that create this data myself, on a normal day, if I'm to work on this data, I'm going to create a duplicate. As an analyst, it's not always advisable to work on the original data, because you may alter some things, you may do some things that you need to, that by the time you there may be a mistake, or you mistakenly delete something, or you mistakenly alter something, that by the when after analyzing you may not get the total business as the objective. So that is why as an analyst you need to duplicate your data and work on the duplicate one and leave the original, so that when something happens, maybe you mistakenly did something and you need to fall back, so you'll be able to go back to that data and do what, and retrieve the information you need to retrieve. Not that you will still be going back to those that gave you the data. You will look like unserious person, and you will look like they will think, oh, you don't know what you are doing. But as an analyst, you need to duplicate your data. So that's what I'll be saying for that about that. So now let's dive into, let's get our hands dirty. So now we want to bring our customer's name to this data, because this sales data is the main data, is our fact table that we'll be using throughout for our analysis. No, so now for us to bring the customer's name, we need to use VLOOKUP. I hope you are getting me.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, please. Okay, it's because of this this is my laptop audio, so that's why I'm trying to. So we need to use VLOOKUP. So what is VLOOKUP? VLOOKUP is searches vertically for a value in the first column of a table, and it returns information from another table. That means it searches vertically from this first table, then it now return information from another table. So note, VLOOKUP works well when the value you are searching for is in the first column of your table. So this is what I'm saying. So let's go. So let's use VLOOKUP. And one thing I like about Excel, it will give up what you are doing. So now we know the table we want to look up to is customer name. So we need the customer ID. So we need the customer ID. You can either select all, you click on it and you drag it down, then comma. So now table array. Your table array is the other sheet where you want to bring the information from. So now, where is our information? Where is the customer name? Is in the customer sheet. So let's click on the customer sheet. So this is our table array. This is our table array. Sorry. Oh, sorry. So this is our table array. This is our table array. So now the customer name, our column index number, where if okay, I think there's something I need to say again. in Excel, we have row and column. Excel is a table, we have row and column. So this, where we can see A, B, C up here, this is our column. Why this serial number, this side like this is being called row. Now, what number is the customer name? How can we know the customer name? The first column here, the customer ID, let's assume this is 1. Then the customer name is 2. So now where, then the gender is 3, then the location is 4. So now where we can find the customer name is 2. So you had 2. Click on must match. Then you bracket it. Then you enter. Can you see? So now we can name this customer name. You can expand this so that it can be on the same. So now, I hope this is well understood. So now I will be doing another, we will be practicing, we will be doing another one VLOOKUP. We need location too. Don't forget that the business question, it said which location has the highest sales. So that means we also need location for us to get the, so for us to get the location that has the highest sales. So we need the location. And where can we get the location? Let's go back to all our sheets. Let's check the customer. Okay, yes. I think on customer sheet, we can get location there. So what are we going to do? We go back to our sales table. We click on it. Then we type VLOOKUP. We type VLOOKUP. So lookup value. Our lookup value, because what we are looking for is in the customer table. Is in the customer sheet. So our lookup value will be on customer ID. I don't know if you understand that.
No, Yojima, can you come again, please?
Okay.
No,
So
I don't
now,
understand.
Ma?
I don't
Hello?
understand. Please come again.
Okay, I should come again. All right, thank you.
Okay, thank
Sorry
you.
about that. All right. Now, based on the business question, the business wants to know which location has the highest sales. So the business wants to know information about location. So now, and you know, on the sales table, we don't have location there. So by the time you want to analyze this table, you may not be able to get that location. So that means you need information on location. We need information on location. So now, and that is why, and now we will now look at other sheet on our sales, this sales sheet now, there's no location there. You can check the sales representative sheet. If you look at it, there's no location there. If you look at the product, there's no location there. And now if you look at the customer table, customer sheet, we can say location. And now there's something we call relationship. There's a relationship between sales table and customer table, and that is why what make you know that there's a relationship between this table, and that's why you will see that there's customer ID, customer ID, product ID. Any IDs you see on this, that means this sales table has a relationship with customer ID, has a relationship with product ID, has a relationship with sales rep ID. A sheet, I mean, and that is why their ID is here. So now for us to now get that location from that customer ID, for us to get the location from the customer sheet, you need to look at what relationship, what can you see that is common between the two sheets. Now on sales table, you can see customer ID here on sales table. Sorry, on sales sheet. And on customer sheet too, there is customer ID here. So there's relationship between sales and table. That means you can get you can VLOOKUP, you can look up to that information in customer sheet. You can look up to that information that you are looking for on sales sheet, on customer sheet. I don't know if you're understanding me.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Get you now. Get you.
Okay. All right. So what I'm saying is now we need location. We need location to be on this sales table, because sales table is our fact table, is where we will do all our analysis. But we need location. And now, for you to get an information from another sheet, there must be a relationship between those sheets. And how will you know if there's a relationship? You will see that the customer ID is here, and on this sheet too, we can see the customer ID. That means there's a relationship between two. So now, for you to now look up to that location on customer ID, you need to use something that is common between that sheet. So what is common between sales table and what is common between the sales sheet and customer sheet is the customer ID. So, and that is what will make you to be able to look up to that information there. So now for us to do the VLOOKUP, you click on VLOOKUP. Now let's look up value. We are looking up to this customer ID because this is the common ID between that two sheets. So this is the common column. There's customer ID column in sales, and there's customer ID column in customer sheet, where we want to look up to that table. So now, then you comma it. Then you now go to where that information is, which is the customer sheet. Then you select all the table. Now, you comma it. Then now, what is the column index number? As I said the other time, the column index number, you will count it from A, B, C, D. Now, let's assume column A is 1, column B is 2, column C is 3, then column D is 4. And we are looking up, the table we are looking up to is the location. So now that means the location number, the column index number is 4, because location is on the 4th column. I hope we are understanding me.
Yes,
fine. Then you now click on
Yes.
the 4th. Please, if you don't understand me, I can still explain. So now you see. So this is it. So now that means we have look up the customer table from the customer table. Sorry, from the customer sheet. I don't know why I'm mentioning table. Then we have look up to location information on the customer sheet. Now we still need some other column to look up to. We need product name, we need category, we need selling price, and we need sales rep. So now product name. Let me give this column product name. You can expand it. All you need to do just to bring your cursor here, then expand it. So now we are using XLOOKUP now. Look at XLOOKUP. So what is our lookup value? We can see we are looking for product name. Okay, before I even start this, we are looking for product name. Where can I find product name? That is your first question. Where can I find product name? Let me go to the customer sheet. Can I find product name here? No. Let me go to the product. Let me go to the product sheet. Can I find a product name here? Yes, I can find product name here. So now that means I know the sheet I want to look up to. So I know where my information is. All I need to do is just bring it here to my sales sheet. So now let's go. So now we'll be using XLOOKUP. XLOOKUP, you don't need to drag all the old table. Even VLOOKUP too, you don't need to drag the old table. So now all you need to do, just click on the product ID. Then just come out. Now let me go. Let now go to the sheet. The sheet that has our information. The information we are looking. Don't forget now, if you look at lookup value, our lookup value is product ID. I just click on any cell on the product ID because I've lookup at, because that is the relationship between the two sheets. The relationship is the product ID. You can find the product ID on the sales sheet, and you can find product ID on the product sheet. So that is our lookup value. So the product ID, because that is the only common thing between both of them. Between the sales sheet and the product sheet is the common thing is the product ID. So this is our lookup and so is our lookup value. So I click on it, then I go to my sheet. So what's my lookup array? So this is my lookup array. I highlight it. Then don't forget that, on a VLOOKUP, we'll highlight the whole thing. Then I need to find the column index number. But on this, I don't need to find the column index number. If I might, then the next thing that I'm looking for, the product name, is this. As in, are you understanding what I'm doing? I just want to know, I just want to be sure we're on the same page.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now the reason why now VLOOKUP, many people preferred VLOOKUP, and the reason why I also preferred VLOOKUP is that now if I have missing value on this sheet, maybe the product name, I have some missing value on this product name. Instead of it representing it with 0 or giving error, you can actually give it what you want it to return. And that is what I'll be doing now. So now I will say, okay, if you now look up to my table and there's some missing value there, just write not found. Not found. Because it is a string, and that is why I'm using this quote. So now let me enter it. Can you see now? So now if you try to drag it down, you can see it said not found. And the reason why I purposely make it like this, the reason why I said not found is because it is not being referenced. So, but because VLOOKUP use cell referencing, so now let's reference the cell. It's because I actually want you to see why XLOOKUP. If it's VLOOKUP, it can give me error, or it will give me 0, 0, 0. But this will make your work look neat. So now let me just reference it. Let me reference this. Where am I having typo error? Okay, sorry. Don't mind me. Look at what I type instead of the actual sign. Sorry about that. Look at what I type instead of this is the sign of referencing, not this one that I type. Oh, good. So now, by the time you do this now, you can see. I don't know if did you understand what I just did? Hello? Hello? Can somebody hear
Hello, ma.
me?
Sorry. Sorry, can you hear me, ma?
Okay.
It's a bit unclear.
The network is a bit slow.
Okay. You said it's a bit confusing, right?
Yes, yes, ma'am. The last part, like
Okay.
last part you did.
The last part, okay.
We can
Okay.
no.
Let me, okay, what I did now is, because the table is in this, the table is in, sorry, the product name that we are looking up to is in another sheet, is in the product sheet. And we are not using column number here. XLOOKUP respect use cell referencing, and the sign of cell referencing is this, whereby you are getting an information outside the sheet you are working from. You are getting the information outside the sheet you are working from. So you need to, and how can you put reference? You need to reference that, oh, this information, go and pick it. And the reason is because you will see that the reason is because for product ID 1, for customer name Esther Johnson, bought Chin Chin, for Grace James, bought Zobo, for David Bello, bought Yogurt. So now, for him to pick different product for different, the product name for different product ID, you know, every product has an ID, and it's not one customer that is buying all that product. So you need to use this reference sign, this cell referencing sign. This is you referencing. This is how you can reference a cell. This sign is what you can use to reference a cell. So you need to reference that cell, that, oh, this information you want to get, or that you need to distribute for different customer that purchase this. You need to go to that product table and bring it individually and put it there. You know, you're not putting one and put it individually and put it there. So you need to reference that, and that is what we have done. So let me do the second one. So maybe you understand this, because we don't have enough time. So let me just, I'm trying to like make sure as in we finish a lot of things as in we have today. So let me do category. So I will explain better on category again. So, and that is why, so now let's do XLOOKUP again. XLOOKUP. Now, our category, okay, first, before we look up to this category column, where can we find category? Let's check. Customer data, is there category there? No. On product, can we find yes. On product sheet, we can find category there. So now let's go back to our sales. So now cross to XLOOKUP. So now, what is the common column between these two sheets? Sales sheet as product ID. Then on products, you will not find any other information. The only information, let me go back. See now on products, product as product ID, product name, category, selling price. If we come to sales, you know, we just add the product name. Now you only find that there's no category on that sales table. There's no selling price on that sales table. There's no product name on that sales table. We just look up that now. So the only column that has relationship with it, the only column that is common, yes, let me use that word, between sales table and the product table, where the category column we are looking for is product ID. So, and that is why so now let's go, and that's why we will, our lookup table will be that product ID. So let us do VLOOKUP now. So now our lookup value is what? Product ID. Because where can we get that category? We can get it in the product sheet, right? Then the product ID. Why I'm using the product ID is because product ID is the common sheet, is the common sheet, is the common column between both. That is the column that shows relationship between the sales table and the product table. So now we have picked our lookup value. Then let's comma it. Then let's go. You can still drag it down too. You can drag it down. Then let's go to our product sheet now. Now, what are we looking up to? So now our lookup array, is the product ID. You first select the product ID because that is the relationship column between the post table. Then you now comma it. Then you now go to the category, the column you are actually looking up to that you want to do XLOOKUP on. You select it. You do comma. Then the if error statement. VLOOKUP allow you to do if error statements whereby if you did not find this particular, if you did not find any information in that cell, instead of you returning 0, or if instead of you returning error or not null, just put not available. So that will make your work presentable. Yes, okay, this, when you see not available, then you know, oh, this is not available. So then you can write any other thing. You can use not found. It depends on what you want to write. And because it is a string, we use quotes. You put it in quotes, which is what am I saying? Okay, not available. All right. Now, oh sorry, I didn't close the. Now we need to add. We need to reference those column, because the column is here. We need to reference those column. So now we have gotten the information we need, but you need to reference this table because now the sales table is 30 table, has 30 information on it. The product has just 8. So for it to distribute the information to different customer, to different product ID, you need to reference that column. So how do you reference the column? Just click on in between the cell name. Click in between, then hold on your shift. On my own system, I hold on my shift, then I press 4. It will bring the sign of column referencing. Put your cell in between it. These also, we need to move fast because we are, yes, this. Then you do what? You go there, then you can see brothers plan. Then you can drag it down. You can see. We'll still be doing XLOOKUP of sale price, and let's move out sales price. Oh, sorry, selling price, I mean. Selling price. Then another one we'll be doing is sales rep. So now let's use XLOOKUP again. I hope we are getting how XLOOKUP and VLOOKUP works now.
Yes, please.
Are we still confused? Are we still confused?
No, we are getting it.
All right. So now I think you should know the next thing to do now. Now the sales price. Where can we find the sales price? Oh, I'm supposed to have checked this. Where can I find sales price? Okay, it's in products. So let me go back. in product. So let me go back. It's in product. So now let's go like this. Now, what do you think our lookup value is? What do you think our lookup value is? Where we can get the sales, the selling price is on product. So our VLOOKUP should be product ID, because that is the common thing between both of them. Then you go to your product now. What are we looking for? Then you highlight this. We are looking for the selling price, right? So let's come here. Sorry. Let me go back. I think I'm mixing something up. I'm supposed to pick this one. So this is it, comma. Then, the selling price is what we are looking up to. Then, comma. Then, not available. You can put 0 if you want. Then you can just put not available. Then don't forget to reference the table. This is important in XLOOKUP. So now, let's close it then. Let's enter. You can see. So now when you drag it down, you can see that when I drag it down to where the information is not available, instead of returning 0, it returns not available, because I already told you that if you do not find this, just help me to put not available. So let me remove it. So that's one of the beautiful thing about XLOOKUP. So now, the next one is our sales rep. Where can we find our sales rep? Okay. Now, what is common, as I've been mentioning since, so what is common between sales rep and sales table? It's only the rep ID. You can see, you cannot see the sales representative name is not here. The only thing that is common between them is the rep ID. So now, let's go. This is the last XLOOKUP we are doing. So now, what will be our lookup value? This is the only table that is common between both. Then you combine, then go to your sales rep where your information is. Then like this, comma. Then I like this comma, because the sales representative name is what we are looking for. Then you comma it. Then you still put your not known, the if error statement you want it to return. Not available, I mean. So don't forget cell referencing. So you need to reference the cell, because you are picking it from another table and you are referencing each cell. So you need to reference each cell. Don't forget to reference it. On my system is Shift, then 4. You hold on your Shift, then you press 4. Hold on my Shift, I press 4. I hold on my Shift, then I press 4. So now, this is it. Basically, just to drag it down. So if I drag it below, oh shit, mind me, just want to. So if I drag it, because it can't find information to all these ones, you can see it's showing not available. Instead of giving me 0, so let me just delete it. So this is VLOOKUP and XLOOKUP. So now, what is that? What are the limitations of lookup? It requires a column name. You need, column number. For VLOOKUP, it requires a column number. You cannot return value to the left, less flexible. But benefit of XLOOKUP, number one, is easy to read. Easy to read. You can look up left or right. What it means is that for XLOOKUP, if this product ID is not on this left like this, it will not work. But on XLOOKUP, even if your product ID is on this side, if the sales, this thing is there and is here, and if the sales price is here, and your product ID is here, it will still work. Yeah, and can return custom message. The custom message that I'm saying here is the not available that we can see. So that is what I can say about that. You can still read up to it for better understanding. So now what is our next thing? What are we doing next? So now we want to create, I think another thing, we want to have an additional column, because for us to know the total sales, we cannot know the total sales. That's why I'm saying something that you need to understand the business problem. And you need to identify those business problems for you to know what to do, for you to know how the analysis will go. Now, the company wants to know the total sales. So because the company wants to know, I understand the business objectives, I understand the business problem is that they want to know the goal, and that is what will make me to create another custom field, where I can actually get that. So I'll create another column, which is called, we call it field. There's record, we have record and field in Excel. Column is called field, while role is called record, I mean. So custom field is because I'm creating a column, so that's why I'm calling it additional field, custom field. So now I want to create a total sales. I'm just sure I'm making sense. I'm not talking to myself. Please, if you are not understanding what I'm doing, please kindly let me know so I can go back. There's no point we working together and you're being left behind. Please kindly call me so that I can as in like explain again so that you can understand. Our motive is for us to get something at the end of this section. We are learning, and if you have a better way of doing things than the way I'm doing it, I want to know the fastest route. So please kindly call me back and let's do it together. So now, total sales. So now, what to calculate the total sales? So how can we calculate the total sales? It's easy to calculate total sales in Excel, right? So now let's dive into it. Okay. Equals to. So now we can calculate our total sales since we have selling price and we have our quantity. So all we need to do is just to add the quantity with the selling price. So it's easy to do that. So all we need to do is just use formula in Excel, which is equals to this times this. So you enter. So now it's giving error. Why is it giving error? Why is it giving error? You need to prove further. Sorry. Anytime you have this hash value error, it's talking about it. Anytime you have this hash value error, that means at times we need to study some error message you are getting, because that will also ease what you are doing. Anytime you get hash value error, it means that value is having issue. That is where the issue is coming from. And now for me to know whether this, my selling price, is actually saved as text or is saved as number, or my quantity is saved as text, because if it's not saved as number, I will get this error. If it says as text, I'm going to get this error. So now there's a way you can check that in Excel. So let me try to test. Let me try to test the one that has issue. So now, equal to this one formula that is, I should be able to see it, is number. We want to see it here. Here. Then what is the value we want to test? This is the value we want to test. So now if we bring false, that means this is where we are having the issue. So now let's enter. You can see it being false. That means said is number. That means it's asking, this formula is asking, is it number? Yes. True is yes. False is no. That means Excel is seeing this column as text. So what do we need to do to convert this column to number for us to be able to do our analysis? So we need to, and why we need to use the substitute function. So and this is what we'll do. Because, and I know the reason is because of this Naira sign. That is why, because this Naira sign is why you're seeing it as text. So now let me now substitute it, because our number needs to be just 2.25. So let's substitute it. So what am I going to do? What do I want to do now? Okay, so value, what did I say? Then what am I doing? I am substituting. I'm using the function substitute. So now what did I want to substitute? Now, this is the, if I want to substitute, then comma. That sign, hey God, I need to copy this sign before I begin. This Naira, because I can't get that Naira sign on my system. So please let me redo it so that I can copy this. Okay. Let me go and copy it from this other, the original cell. Go. I think it's on product. This is what I want to copy. This Naira sign. I want to copy. Oh, you do. To copy. So this is part of what you will be doing as an analyst. You need to clean your data. You make sure your data is clean for you to, for you to be able to analyze it. If not, you'll be having issue. You may not get what you actually want. So let's go now. So now let's use the value, substitute value. So now what am I? Okay, let me use substitute actually. The reason I'm using this substitute formula is because I want him to substitute this hash sign with nothing. And comma. So because this is a string, so let me paste it here. Control V. So what am I saying? I said remove that and put it, don't put anything, just leave it empty. Then I said return, don't put anything, just leave it as it is. Then bracket it. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. What is saying the other time, why I'm having that error is that I have two open brackets. First open bracket, second open bracket, but I put only one bracket, so that is why. So we can see it has removed that. So then you can drag it down. So now we can use this as our selling price. Selling price. I don't want to remove this. I want to leave this selling price. If not, I will have copy and paste it here. But because I know I use VLOOKUP, so I may be having issues. So it's better I just leave it to save my life. So let me just do this. Let me just add X. So it will not be saying the column exists here. So I have my now. So now let me now do the total sales. Please, I hope we are understanding. Because if you don't understand, please kindly call me back. Total sales. I want to run fast, but we start late. So now I can now calculate my total sales now. So it equals to this and this. Now you see, can you see that it's not as if the formula did not work. You said what? Hello, can you hear me? Hello, I'm hearing you. Are you saying anything? Okay. So please, did we understand to this point?
Yes, please.
All right, thank you so much. Apologies, Emma Bino.
The only part me I is just the look up. But I'm learning because this is my. I said this is my first training on this, so we are still learning.
Okay. Sorry. One of our sisters already take us to the basic. So this is advanced. Sorry about that. But you can ask for I think that it's on YouTube. They can give you the link. You can watch that. So you to know the basic, then you can now come back to this. You understand, sir? All right. So now we need to move very fast because of our time. So what's our next thing? So let's go to that problem. Let me see what our next thing is. So now we have understand the data. We have do VLOOKUP. Okay, now it's for us to generate our KPI. Okay, so let's go. Okay, this is the one I'm working with now. So now we want to create our pivot table now. So now let me highlight all this. So now these are our data now. All what we need for us to solve that business problem, to answer the question the management, the stakeholder has asked us. All what we need is on this sheet now. Everything we add, all the information to answer that business question, to answer the question the management wants, to answer the stakeholder question is on this sheet now. So our data is cleaned. So all we need to do is just to move to the next phase. So the next phase is for us to create our pivot table. So now this is our pivot table. So you click on it. You can see that I select all my table, all the information I have on this Excel sheet. I select everything. This is a table. This information you are seeing on this sales sheet is a table. So I select everything. So I go to insert. Then on the left-hand side, there's pivot table. If you see the ribbon from the beginning, it's pivot table. I click on it. Then now, what did I want to do? Did I want to use new worksheet or this existing worksheet? I don't want this existing worksheet. I want new worksheet. So it's on new worksheet. Then I'll just click. Should I add this data model to add this data to the data model? I can use that, and I can still come back to refresh it. So let me just go. I need that thing. So now look at this place, it's loading our data. So let's just wait. Let's wait. Oh, I don't need it again. It's making me to. Please kindly exercise patience. It's loading our data. Oh God, this system. So we. Oh, where did I click on data? Right. Thank you. So this is how pivot table looks. This is it. Now, I mentioned something about KPIs. I hope you still remember. Let me go back to that slide. Yes, I mentioned something about KPI, that KPIs are the measurable value used to monitor performance against a business objective. So we need to generate, as in stakeholders are not they're not ready to see a numerous number. They want something that they can snap at, look at it and see and get the information they need at a glance. They don't need to begin to, or a layman person can just look at your dashboard and your KPI. You will see something that, okay, this is, as in it can speak to, not as in numerous data, not stable. So now I have, because I know there may not be enough time, so I try to highlight some KPIs I want us to use. I want us to generate the total revenue, the total order. So let me just write that on my book so that I will not be coming back to this. So total revenue. I have a lot on my notes, this sticky notes. So if I click on it now, it will take time to load because I have a lot on it. Sorry, I should have used that. Total quantity sold. Average order value, then highest sales. So these my KPIs speak to the business objective. So because as I mentioned earlier, I said your KPI should be connected to the business objective. If we look at the business objective, this is the business objective. This is the business objective. What is the total revenue? Which product sells the most? So it needs to speak with this. You don't just come up with KPI on your own. And there's some companies that have their KPI. So you need to work as in line with that. But for companies that doesn't have that, you have been given this data to work on. You need to come up with the KPIs that connect to the business objective. So now let's go. Let's go to our. Is this one I'm using? No. Okay, this is the one I'm using. So now, number one, the total revenue. How are we going to generate our total revenue? So look at this right-hand side. We have pivot feeds here. These are where our information is. If you look at everything I have on these are my column here. This is it. The date, the invoice, the customer ID. Now, how can I get my total revenue? You know, we have total sales. So let me bring my total sales here. You bring your total sales to what? To value. Yeah. So now, at times, if you don't have sum of, maybe you need to check this place. For us to calculate the total sales, I mean, you need to sum all the total sales. So in case if you are not getting the sum of, maybe you just have count of total sale, that is not right. So you need to click on this, come to this value fit setting. Then you choose sum, you choose count, you choose average. So I'm only telling you this in case if you did not sum it, if you did not automatically sum it. So this is it. So then we can now change this text to total revenue. Total revenue. So you have gotten one KPI. So what you need to do is just to copy this, copy it, and paste on the next column. Paste. You can see. So instead of you going, just paste it. Then what is our next KPIs? It is the total orders. How can we get the total orders? Is the count of invoice. So now you bring this here. You remove this, you remove the total revenue because we don't need that feed. You can see automatically because it knows that it is a customer ID, we need to count. Sorry, it's invoice I want to pick, not this field. Sorry. Let me just bring the invoice down. Then remove this customer feed because I don't need it. So count of invoice. So how will you know the total order? You know, it is invoice that you issue. So how you can know is just to count the number of orders you have made per day. So how can you do it? If you have a larger data, you cannot go there and be counting manually. So you can just come here, the count of invoice. Then we can now rename it to total order. So let's rename it to total order. total order. And to copy, then let's come here, Control V again. So what is our next KPI? Total quantity sold. How are we going to get our total quantity sold? It's just because we don't have time. If not, I will have been asking questions. I want us to be here together. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Hello. Okay, hey. So how can we know that our total quantity sold? It's just sum of the total quantity. You need to sum them together. At total, okay, maybe we sell 2, we sell 1, we sell 3. The quantity sold 1, 2, 10, 100. So what we need, you sum it. If you are counting, it will count 1. Where you have 10, maybe somebody come now and order 10. Where you have 10, if you are counting, you would count that 10 as 1. So that's why you need to be very careful of what you are doing. That's why you need to understand this. So now you don't need, you are not using count here. We'll be using sum because you need to add them together. So now we are working on this. So now, what did I need to bring? Where can I find my quantity? Okay, so this is my quantity. So you bring your quantity to the value. Then let's remove the count for the total order. I don't need this table again. So sum of quantity. That means the total quantity. So the total quantity sold. Let's just change it. Is 114. So let me change it to total quantity sold. Quantity sold. So you need to label your analysis well. So that's what I'm trying to do here. So that at least when the stakeholders or when anybody is looking at you, they'll be able to know, oh, what is this? What is this? So you labeling also matters. So you need to label it well. So what's the next thing? So average order value. So what I will do again is just to copy this and put it here and paste. So what I'm doing is I'm just doing copy and paste here so that I can have this, I can do what I want to do. So now what am I going to do? I'm going to go to total sales. I'm going to go to total sales. Let's remove the one that is here. We don't need it again. Now, here, I want to calculate average order value. So instead of sum, I'm going to click on this place that I told you the other time. Come to this value feed setting to set the parameter you actually want to use. So now, instead of me using sum or run, I'm going to click on average. Then I click on it. So this is my average. So you can come here to remove it. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I want to reduce it. Can reduce it to 2 decimal points. So now all you need to do, we need to also rename this to average order value. Order value. So what our next thing? Then let's paste it here again. Let me even paste it here so that I'll just work on them so that I can be fast. So now what's the next thing? We want to know the highest sales. What is the highest sales that we have what is our highest sale? What is the highest money we have made? So now, so that is what that highest sales mean. So for me to get my highest sales, I'm going to go to the total sales. I'll bring my total sales here. Let me remove it. Okay, I know why is giving me this. Let me delete this. Okay, let me copy this into those people into read. So I can still use this. The total revenue. For me to get, I'll just go to move. So that means the the highest amount we have made is 17,500. So now let me go to the copy. All you need to do instead of max is just minimum. That means you want to know the lowest sales. So you just click on minimum. That means the minimum amount you have made is 4,000. So now let's change this. Let's change the labeling, the title to lowest sales. Lowest sales. Oh, sorry, sales. And let's name this to areas sales. So now, let's now move to our pivot dashboard. Let's move to our pivot dashboard. So now on my, okay. So because I know there will not be time for me to be thinking, so I already do that. So what are the dashboards I want to use, pivot chart I want to use? The pivot table I want to use sales by product, sales by category, sales by locations, and sales by representative. Because all these three, where's my pen? Because all these three speaks to the business question. So now, what is the total revenue? Which product sells the most? So I need to get product and sum of total for me to get that. So all the chart or the private chart I want to create now and still answer to the business question. And that is why this slide matters. You need to understand the business problem. You need to identify the problem statement. You understand the business impact. So now let me go back to that. Let me go back to our. So now what you need to do also, just copy this. To copy, then come down. So now, what am I going to do? My first pivot table that I want to create is product name. So now, I come up with the product name. I put my product name on row. You can see. So now, my product name, total revenue. So on this table, you can see that Chin Chin made 35,000. Fura the No made 30,000. Plantain cheese made almost 20,000. So you'll be able to see pivot table summarize your data instead of having you having cumbersome data, or as in you don't know what to do with it, or it will summarize it. You'll be able to see insight in what you are doing. So now let's go to another one. Let's use category. What I will do is I'll come here, I'll copy this. You can bring it down here. Yes, let me just bring it down here and paste this. On the business question. So instead of me using product name, I'll use category. You can either check it here or so I'll remove the product name, remove this field. You can see, you'll be able to know, okay, for my category, for beverages, what are we getting? For dairy drink, how much is the total we are making? For snacks, how much is total? How much is small chops? Even on your analysis is already making sense with pivot table, because now with this category table that I just created, you will see that small chops has the highest without you using charts. Your table is already making sense to you. Only that it may not make sense to the stakeholders, and that is why it's already making sense to you. You're already seeing some things. Already seeing that. And that's another thing is that when you're working data, you need to think solution. You're already answering the business question. You're already seeing it playing out. So now let's go to the next one. I think I want, okay, the sales rep, because they also said they want to know the sales rep that is doing very well. So let's so, but this is the simplest data you will see online. So don't expect business questions to always be like this, business data to always be like this. But trust me, what you will learn now, you can apply it to anything, even if the data is cumbersome, is plenty, is enormous, you can use the same tactics to solve that. Let me remove this table. So now you're already seeing it that the person with the highest sales, the sales rep that is Mary. So it's already making sense. Everything is already funny. So now let's look at location too. I think we already also asked a business question also. Let me see if we speak to location, so that, because I don't want to waste my time doing what's are not sent. Okay, which location has the highest sales? So the request for location too. So that's what will make me add location to my analysis. So by pivot table. So let me add this. So it's for these things I need to bring simplest one, that's the simplest one that we can quickly understand. You can either drag, as I've been dragging since, or you can either check on it. If you check on it, we'll go there. But if this is not where you want it to be, you can either move it to here, you can either move it to column. But I want it to be in row. Let me show you how it will be. It will be in column, you can see, and I don't want it to be in column, so I want it to be in row. So this is where I want it to be. So that's it. Then lastly, the payment, because they mentioned payment. So sorry, I need to be checking it, so because I want my analyst to speak to business question. I just don't want to, because I know how to create dashboard, so I could just flood my sorry, because I know how to create chat. I should not flush my dashboard with chat. You should answer business questions. So what payment method is used most often? So I need to get a pivot table that speaks to that too. So let me copy this too. And oh God, undo. I don't want you here. I want you here. Okay, I know what to do. Let me remove it and bring my location back. Yes. So now let me, our last, this list. Hey, I tell you, it's very fast paint. Let me move very fast. Control V. So now what am I going to bring? For me to get payments, I need to go and bring payment, and let me see if I have anything payment on my, say, I have anything payment. So let me take the sales rep out of here. Let me put my payments. So it depends on how you want, if you want it to be on the column or you want to be on the filtering side. Yes, you can do that. If I want to get maybe top 10 top 10 of the highest sales or hair, I can use filter. I can put my total revenue on filter, then I filter it to top 10. So something like that. So that is what all this one is for filter, this one is for column. It's used to represent your data to be in column form. This row is, if you can see, this is row, and that's what I showed you the other time. So this is this for this. So now our next is to create charts. So for this training, I'll be going with the simplest charts. So I'll be going with column charts, bar charts, and pie charts for this training. Can use other ones, but that's the simplest one. To overlap anything. So let me be able to see everything I have on my table. So now for you to now generate your pivot chart, what you need to do, you need to highlight everything. Then you can see Just click on it. Then you go to pivot chart. This is pivot chart here. By the time you highlight it, it will show you pivot table analysis. It will bring another menu, I mean. Then you click on your pivot chart. So now, this is column chart. You know, I said we are using column chart. So you can either use column chart, you can use your bar chart. If I want to use bar chart, I can use my bar chart, I can use pie chart. So for this, let me go with column charts. So I can use this. You can use any one you want. You can use. So let me use this. I think this one is really bold. So this is what we have here. So I can change the color. Why I want to change? I don't want to use blue. So I can change it to brown. I can change the color. Before I even change the color, let me go to design. Let me go to design. Design is what? Let me change color to green, Jerry. It's green. Why is it giving me blue? I don't want this. Okay, so let me reduce this. Oh, this is for our product name. So total revenue, the product name. So let's just write sum of total sales here. Okay, I'll still even remove this. So let me just leave it. So revenue. So let me go to this. You can see the pivot analysis there. So there you go to your chart. I still want to use the column chart. I decided to use this. Let me use this. Yes, I think I prefer this. I think I prefer green. I'm going to change it somewhere. Reduce it. This color. This should be.
Hello, ma. Are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Okay. I think most of our people have gone to sleep. Oh.
Sir?
Most of our people have gone to sleep. Oh.
Hey, can you hear me?
We only have myself, yourself, and other person here.
Hey.
Because of time. So you know what we do? We can also make the part 2 of this section.
Okay.
Okay. To avoid because it's a well something that we need to look into. So I think we'll do a second part of this training. You can see you're just 3 here.
Yeah,
We do like yeah. So sorry. I know there's a lot, you know. One of the things about SZ is that you can't finish everything for one day.
Yes, you're right.
But as VLOOKUP, you can treat that for 1 hour, 2 hours sometimes. Why pivot table too? You can treat it for the whole day.
Oh, yes, you're right.
Yeah, so I think we need to. The next class will just be on pivot table and dashboard. So that we can be specific on our area of focus. So I think we want to see this medium application, man. Thanks so much for well detailed. Bro, Ade Lewa, about Ade Lewa. Are you still there?
Yes, thank
Are you still there?
Yes, thank you so much for this. I really appreciate this, and I think I've learned a lot to what I'm having. So thank you so much, and thank you for the time as well. I appreciate.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so bro, Adedewa, thanks so much, sir, for staying this far. Thanks so much. So in fact, I want us to continue, but yeah, our audience is matters most also in any of our meetings. So the video will be made available for us, and then so that we can also go back to it, and then Excel is something that you master at once. So you go back on it. And so, Sister Mole, thanks so much for your time. God bless you, man. And we're so sorry for taking your time too, because you have
Not
2
at
hours.
all. You're always welcome, sir.
So thanks so much. So I think our next training, I will communicate with you the time so that we can apply. I know that our next week is AYC, so nobody will have time to. So maybe after AYC, we also see how we can come back. So thanks so much, everyone. Thanks so much, everyone. We um we have come to the end of this training, and by the grace of God, we will surely do our best to ensure that our people are with right knowledge and skills so that we can be competent in all what we do. So please, the group is open for us to share knowledge, to share thoughts, and also any job vacancy, as you know, we do share it. Let's also apply and then see how we can help each other. So as I said, there will be an update in our next training on one of our plan for the school outreach. So, and I pray God will help us all in Jesus' name. So please, and also, if you know anybody that is a Celestian that also is a finance person, so kindly reach out to me. I'll share the link with you so that we can also, we're sending these things to more people in our fold. So I pray God will help us in Jesus' name. So thank you so much everyone for time. So and I pray that the Lord will give us more knowledge in the name of Jesus. So thanks so much, Sister Male and Sister Bro Adelewa, right? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. On behalf of the admin, I say thank you for your time and for listening. God bless you, ma. All right, so let's have a wonderful night rest and happy Sunday in advance. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so
All right.
much, sir. Good night, sir. Thank you.
Good night.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.